yesterday you saw we went and spent a bunch of time out in nature with the ducks, sampled some really cool monkey bars, and just enjoyed being out in nature. What you didn't see yesterday is that I went to a big flea market and got...
Hi. You think you can do 7 on this?
I can't. I can do like 10. Probably.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're all set.
Alright, thank you so much.
this. It's a little thumb piano. It's not that great, but I did get it for less than asking price. And a couple questions that have come up in the comments on the other vlogs is about my process in sampling and how I take field recordings or just regular ordinary sounds and turn them into different styles. We took the items from the antique store and we turned them into instruments. So right now I just want to take you through my process of sampling and how I go about sampling sounds. Let's check it out. Step 1, very obvious, record your samples. I like to do this by recording one long take of samples, whether I'm doing this in the studio with a mic or I'm doing it with my portable Tascam DR05. I just take one long recording while I'm doing one field recording project. Step 2 is to slice and crop that long recording that you just took. You want to make sure you stay organized, so as you go you're going to crop all the different sounds that you think you might want to keep, and then you want to rename them so you know what each one is. If you're recording something that you think you might want to use as a melodic instrument or that the melodic information is important, you're going to want to run it through a tuner. You want to know what pitch that is, because if we import it into sampler later, we're going to need to know. And also if you're going to play it on the keyboard, you're going to want to know where you are. Which brings me to the next step. You want to decide if you're going to use your samples as a playable instrument or if you're going to use them as just percussive instruments. If you're going to use them as percussive instruments, we just load up an empty drum rack and we can start putting those cropped samples into slots on the drum rack. If you're going to use it as a playable instrument, we want to open up an empty sampler and then drop one of those cropped sounds right into sampler. This is where knowing the key or the melodic info from the sample is important. In sampler, there is a root key option and it's automatically set to C3. You need to set that root key option to whatever key the initial sample is in. So if your sample rings on D4, you need to make sure you set that root key to D4. This lines up the pitch of the original sample with the pitch of MIDI info coming in. Then from there, I'm adding different effects. So for pad sounds, I'll generally add a lot of reverb. If it's something like a melodic lead, I might add a little bit of drive or a little bit of saturator to make it stick out a little more. Or if it's a bass line, I might roll off some of the high end so that I can get just the low end signal. Anyway, that's sort of how I sample things. Like I said, when I get back from vacation, I'm gonna take all these samples and make one big vacation sound pack that I think you all are really gonna like. But for now, it's my last full day in Florida, so I wanna make sure I go spend it out having fun, and I'm gonna go do that now. If you've been enjoying the vacation vlogs, please let me know in the comments below or by giving any of these videos a thumbs up. Anyway, this has been TAETRO. Have a good one. Oh yeah, make sure you listen to the latest episode of TAETRO Radio. Very important.